still Bush number 3, cooking the books gate. The Inspector General at Homeland Security has finally ruled on a little oopsie in the days when Mr. Bush's people were still trying to make the draconian airport screening process seem effective. The FAA had scheduled a secret test of security at 12 major airports for late April 2006. Oddly enough, just before that test, somebody in the Transportation Security Administration sent out an email warning that at Jacksonville Airport the FAA might be conducting a secret test, and that this is what the officials would look like, and this is how they would be dressed. And so TSA officials should make sure every passenger and ID matched. In other words, Homeland Security made sure Homeland Security would pass the test. Number 2, George Bush, worldwide distributor of Democracy Gate. The new president of Pakistan, Mr. Zardari, has, in an effort to reduce violence and tension between his government and extremists in the area, just signed a law permitting the Taliban to impose Sharia law in a northwestern part of his country. That would be the same Taliban that let village elders in southwestern Afghanistan debate for 2 days the case of a 14-year-old girl and her 17-year-old boyfriend who tried to break her engagement to somebody else by eloping to Iran. Half the town council there wanted to find a way to let the couple marry, so the Taliban stepped in and executed the teenagers. And number 1, tax the poor gate. Former Bush press secretary Ari Fleischer still fighting against mental health. This time writing in the pages of the Murdoch Street Journal under this bizarre headline, "Everyone should pay income taxes. It's bad for our democracy to exempt half the country." He wrote, "It's what's called redistribution of income, and it is getting out of hand. A very small number of taxpayers, the 10% of the country that makes more than $92,400 a year, pay 72.4% of the nation's income taxes. Their burden keeps getting heavier." You know, Ari Fleischer is right. That poor 10% of this country paying nearly 3/4 of all the taxes. It's just not fair to... Wait a minute! Mr. Fleischer has left out some details here about he and I and those other top income makers. Statistics from 2005, the top 1% of the country's wage earners, our share of the total income is about 22%. That's a level not seen since the days of President Calvin Coolidge. The top 10%, which in 2005, by the way, was still people making 100 grand or more, not 92 grand, it makes 48.5% of all the reported income in this country. The top 300,000 American earners, we make as much as the bottom 150 million American earners. Individually, we make 440 times what they make individually. Wait, Ari says, the top 10% earns 48.5% of all the income, but pays 72.4% of all the tax? That's not fair. Actually, it's not. It's more than fair. Because a lot of that bottom 90%, they make nothing at all. And if we raise their taxes, guess what, Ari? They still won't be paying anything. Take it from me, the rich are making out like bandits. And to complain about the relative tax burden is not just offensive and embarrassing, but it taxes something else: credulity.